Okay, hi guys. Welcome back to Alphabet Club. I am your host, Shannon Beveridge, and this week's episode is literally with such a legend. I hope you will watch and listen to this episode. I'm really excited that I've been able to get like a wider age range and like a more diversified oh my god, what am I trying to say? I've gotten more diversity, I feel like recently in my guests, and like the age part especially, I think is just exciting. And I think really important during Pride Month as well to talk to people, talk to elders, talk to people who've been queer for since you were born, because they have so much more insight and they have so much more experience. And I think it's just interesting too to see that it doesn't matter what your age is, like queerness and some of the like trials and tribulations that we go through are kind of universal. I don't know, some of that is gives me peace and some of it gives me stress. I'm like, oh, so we've all been dealing with this for so long. But happy Pride. It's still Pride Month. It's June 17th right now as I sit to film this. I don't have much to update you on other than the normal. I'm uploading right now like a longer chit chat onto Patreon. So if you aren't on my Patreon, you can go over there and check it out. I love you all so much. And oh, I also posted a fit check today on Instagram and TikTok, which thank you so much. Everyone's been very kind. I think it was a few weeks ago. I said on my intro that I'm going to try to post more fashion and also like, I think just try more in general in my outfits. It's time. But also, yeah, I don't know. I think cutting my hair really is so helpful in feeling more like myself. So I guess if you are somewhere and you are questioning whether or not you should make a chop, make a change, whatever that could be, maybe let this be your sign to do it. I also cut my hair shorter. I don't know if you can tell. It's not like super obvious, but I cut a little bit more, a couple more inches. No, couldn't have been. Well, in some places it was inches. It was like feeling kind of heavy in like the sides. So I had Sky come back over and cut it for me a little bit more. So now it's a little shorter in the back and it's like a little shorter overall. But I don't know. If you're watching, you can see. If you're listening, what's up? Where are you right now? If you're listening, are you driving to work? And what are you thinking about? Can you comment on, I think you can comment on Spotify. And if you haven't liked or commented on YouTube or Spotify or iTunes or wherever the heck you are listening, watching, in a little while, I would really appreciate some reviews if you care to give them. I think they are helpful. Who knows? Who knows? Also, I don't know if anyone here is like an OG YouTube person, but if you haven't seen Stevie Bobby's video of her coming back to YouTube and like her journey the last few years through social media, I thought it was really, really well done and amazing and interesting. It's a very long video and I watched the whole thing. And for someone with ADHD like me, that is saying something. But I do think it was really insightful. And I think some of the stuff that she talks about is kind of like, I think a lot of, especially queer YouTubers experienced in different ways. Hers is very specific. So if you haven't seen it, I just wanting to uplift queer voices this Pride, and Stevie Bobby is one. So go check it out. All right. Enjoy this. I feel like I'm like being weird, but I had a lot of caffeine today. Okay. I love you all. Enjoy. This episode is sponsored by Green Chef. It's almost summer, and what better time to create healthy meal habits than right now? It's time to get Green Chef, the #1 meal kit for clean eating. Green Chef makes it easy to spend less time in the kitchen and more time enjoying summer. And with their new Heat and Eat meals, enjoy a delicious, wholesome meal in just 3 minutes. I've used Green Chef, and you should too. It makes cooking at home so much easier. Make this summer your healthiest yet with Green Chef. Head to greenchef.com/50Shannon and use code 50Shannon to get 50% off your first month. Then 20% off for 2 months with free shipping. That's code 50Shannon at greenchef.com/50Shannon. This episode is sponsored by Calm. I don't know about y'all, but I cannot sleep in the silence, but I also cannot sleep with the TV on. So finding something to listen to can be tough. Until I heard of Calm app. Calm is the #1 app for sleep and meditation, giving you the power to calm your mind and change your life. Calm has an exclusive offer just for our listeners. Get 40% off a Calm premium subscription at calm.com/Shannon. This is an amazing value. Go to calm.com/Shannon for 40% off unlimited access to Calm's entire library. Calm.com/Shannon. And tell Calm you heard about them from me. Okay, hi guys. Welcome back to Alphabet Club, a club that is welcoming everyone. And today I'm so honored to have you as a guest, LP. You may know them from singing, songwriting. Who haven't you worked with? And what you have, your song's about to hit 1 billion views or 1 billion listens on Spotify. Do you know that?
I do.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's awesome. It is. Yeah, it's it's pretty cool. Like, I don't think you wrap your head around it. You know, because 1 million was like, the big, that's where the whole thing came from. Yeah. Like, and then you're like 1 billion. Well, that's like a lot of people.
That's insane. And that song, that whole like album has like an interesting story, right? Didn't people not believe in it when you played it for them?
Yes, I was in a pretty intense deal on Warner Brothers, and the whole staff changed there, the president, everybody, the chairman, and they were like, the first time the chairman came to hear my shit, he said, he didn't say anything. That's just it. He was just like, he had that look. I had at that point been in a lot of meetings, gotten a lot of deals already. I had been in bidding wars, had gotten deals, lost deals, gotten deals again, and I can just tell it's like dating. Like, he came to the studio and his eyes just glazed over, and I was like, oh no.
That's
no, really? That was because it was like so positive until then. And then yeah, and I owed them more records. I owed them like $1.6 million on my project already.
That's
and they dropped me, which dropped that debt and everything, but it was still pretty harrowing and pretty sad, but then it blew up.
Yeah.
And I had signed this little deal with this awesome label called Vagrant that no longer exists, but had all these people that I really admired, and I was excited. And then BMG bought them right when stuff was kicking into gear, and so it was interesting. I've told the story countless times because it's just, I think, so inspiring still, even to me, for other people, where you could I have 1 billion streams on a song that they went, that's great.
Yeah.
How about don't ever come back?
No, it's so
you're dropped.
Like, what are the like? Have you ever seen him again? That guy?
No, but I usually say names, which I'm tired of. And not to like, I just like I'm not above saying names. Dan McCarroll, he's a dipshit. He failed upwards. Went to like Amazon or something like that. It's just it was a thing where they it's a tactic. They and I think they really believe. I don't want to assume that they don't believe in things, but they believe in the people, the acts that they want on the label now. Yeah. And they're gonna rescue the label with their acts. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I had this person that I remember after like I had gone #1 in all these countries, and one of the people from the label was talking about one of the acts that they had, and she's like, oh yeah, he's playing in all these places too. And I saw his tour schedule of this person that she was talking about, and it was all like he's playing like coffee shops, like and like bars and stuff. And I was like, she's like comparing him to me, and I'm just like, okay. I don't know what to say. Like, I don't know, and I was playing like massive arenas, like, at that moment. I'm like, if you want to keep up with this whole thing about the people you brought in being great, then
well, I'm sure it was hard for them to admit that they made a mistake also.
Yes. Someone apparently got fired, but I don't know. And also, I just like, that's what makes the world go around. Like, people believing, people not believing, people liking you, not liking you. So, but it worked out so perfectly for me. Like, not having that massive debt was like, bought a house. Yeah. And I was like, so that's why I say it to people, it's encouraging. Yeah. Because, not everybody's going to like you, and good. Yeah. They should not. Yeah.
So
they don't deserve to like you.
So true. Did you buy a house in France?
No. No, I bought a house in Echo Park.
Perfect. No, I was
Yeah.
reading some article and I thought it said something about you were like, and you bought my French house. And I was like, did you buy a house in France? Because that would be...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I said, you bought my French house?
Yeah, but it probably...
Damn it.
It's probably me misreading.
Maybe someone like bought a house that I loved in France,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I was like, you bought my house.
So fair. As long as you bought a house. Buying a house in Los Angeles is like as impressive as buying a house in France, I think.
I never got to the buying the house part, so it was hard for me
Mm-hmm.
to like. I was like, and I think I was waiting for like. I feel like you think someone's gonna come out and go, "It's time for you to buy a house. That's
Yeah.
what you need to do," and
Yeah.
no one was saying that. And I was like, "Can I?" And they're like, "Yeah." I didn't even know what they cost. My whole, run was about not having to work at a bar anymore, like, and I hadn't in a long time, but I just was like very like, that was the impetus, like, don't prove the family that wanted you to be a doctor or lawyer wrong, and not be like, should have gone to law school or med school.
Totally.
See, you're waiting tables.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah. Because you're from Long Island, right?
Originally, yeah.
So-
well, Brooklyn and then Long Island. It got
Okay.
my parents split up and it got all
Okay.
driven around.
But New York in general?
Yeah.
Do your parents wanted you to be a lawyer or a doctor?
My dad did.
Yeah.
I think my mom, I know wanted me to be happy, but it didn't say things like that, like back in the day, really.
Yeah,
But
fair.
she did. Like, she didn't really say, I don't think my mom was just kind of like, what is this person? And in a really open way. She was
Yeah.
just like, wow.
Do you have siblings?
I have an older brother, yeah.
Is he like living
He's a brain
more-
surgeon.
Okay.
Needless to say.
I was gonna say, is he living more traditional lifestyle?
Yes.
Yeah.
But we have very mutual respect for each other. And he always, to his credit, thought I had something. He just was like, before my dad passed away, my dad was like, you should be a cop. I was like, how about keep your great fucking ideas to yourself, dude? And I was like, you're full of great ideas. Just shut the fuck up.
A cop is crazy.
A cop.
Very
Like-
different. You're doing something
Yeah.
very different.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to do a segment where we do a carabiner Q&A. So I'm going to ask you questions that I have pre-recorded here on this very average
Wow.
size
That's
carabiner.
the giantest
Yeah.
dyke accessory I've ever seen.
Just a normal size.
Yeah, the carabiner matches the dike,
Can I need to like walk around with that on my
your
belt
little-
loop for
yeah,
a day
yeah.
and just see what happens.
In case we don't look gay enough.
I think you could start a trend. I think everyone
Listen.
everywhere would start with it.
Does this make my ass look gay?
Okay. I love this quote from you. You said once that you're way worse than a tomboy. What did you mean by that?
I don't know. Like sometimes, when like shit's coming out of your mouth and you're just like, why? When I see that clip and because it gets reposted every so often, and I'm like, I don't know. I just like not like everybody wants to put us in these little categories. You know what I mean? And I, as much as like, if someone said, no, you're like, I'm looking at a total dyke. I'm like, dude, it's worse than that. I'll tell you what. And what I
Whatever you
mean by
think.
that is like it's very all over the place and nuanced and different and yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a total fucking dyke. I'll be honest with you right now.
Yeah. It's like you're beyond
Live
label.
with it, deal with it. Yeah.
Do you feel like there's so many more labels today in queer culture than when you were younger?
Yes and no. Out in the open there
Yeah.
are, and also all the different like styles of like what people are turned on by. We didn't have that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you were just fucking weird, or you weren't.
Fair.
or you were like not, or you conformed in
Yeah.
a way. Or you didn't. So I feel bad. I feel like someday, people that conformed are gonna have to like stick up for themselves and be like, I just like this.
Yeah.
Can I just be? I just happen to be whatever was considered normal for a while, and sorry,
Yeah.
like I feel bad for that sometimes because but then there are people that like wear it like and I know, and there's many of them that are deep down inside like making other people's lives miserable because they can't make the leap to like what they really want. So those people can
Yeah.
go fuck themselves. But the people that are normal just because they like it are cool.
Yeah. There definitely are people who just fit in.
Yeah, and that's great. I love that.
Yeah. Not us, but okay. Today we have carabiners and rings and stuff like that to queer flag. What were things that you did when you were younger to queer flag? Do you know that word, queer flag?
No, I don't.
It's just like basically letting people know you're gay.
Oh,
Like, Girls will like keep 2 nails
Oh
short.
yeah, man.
And stuff like that.
I mean, probably just my sparkling personality, my need to.
That's
I
all
don't
you
know.
needed.
What was it like? I kind of like. I don't know. I've just been like I also said in that same interview from that thing, like, if you don't know I'm gay in the first 5 seconds you lay eyes on me, I feel bad for you. You know, or I don't know. I'm not sure, but and not like it's a badge. I don't know. I'm not like. It's like my trying is not trying. Or trying. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know how to say it, but I just don't subscribe. I don't know any other way to be.
Do you feel like you've always been so identifiably queer, like since you were younger?
I think so. I
Just,
mean,
like,
I think
on
when
first glance.
the counselors at my sleepaway camp were like, when I was a CIT and they were like, "Hey, Bergo, what are you doing on your day off?" I was like, No. They knew and I didn't know. I was like, "Oh, no," because I wasn't out to myself. I was just like, "Oh God."
Yeah, of course.
No, I'm gonna hang out with my straight best friend who's got her boyfriend coming out.
I'm a third wheeling
Who I
here right
love.
now.
I'm third wheeling forever.
Were you always into more like feminine women?
I think so.
How were you finding them?
How am I finding them now?
People need to know.
No, like especially
Oh.
back in the day before people were so out.
Oh gosh. Well, the thing is, even before people were out, there was many women that were feminine that just liked what I am. Like that's the thing that I think like some people they can't fathom. Like we were talking about that story
Yeah,
before,
yeah.
and it's just like kind of like I don't know what to tell you. You
Yeah.
know, it's like and they see it all the time, and they scratch their heads. I just don't see it. I don't get it exactly.
Yeah.
You just don't see it. It's
Yeah.
okay.
It's
I love
so
you
true.
anyway. You know.
I talked to ER Fight Master about that. Do you know ER?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they were saying that like people can't understand that women want to be with like these like gender non-conforming people who look like cigarettes, and I was like, it's so true. But like our brains can't like fathom it. Well, mostly
Yeah.
I think cis men are like,
Yeah.
you took that girl like from
Yeah.
me. It was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
she would never like you anyway. But you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, it's so fun.
Yeah.
Is it not fun?
It's so
I
fun.
just gotta say, like there are things that are fun, and that's a good one.
Yeah, it is. Except
be-
for sometimes scary. If you're like in a situation where you're like, you feel like you're threatening a man and your
Yeah,
arms are
I
this
love
small.
it. Let's get violent. Yeah, I got a little.
I've been wanting to get into a bar fight. That was like on my like
dude.
bucket list for
Yeah.
a while.
I was when I was
would
like
die.
really young. I was like a sucker puncher with dudes like that.
Oh,
Really?
hell yeah.
Bam and run.
And run.
What are you gonna do? Sorry.
Okay, how has it been to be out in this industry for so long?
It's I don't know. Again, I just think some people get it, some people don't.
Yeah.
It's like that thing I was saying with like, executives and stuff. Like it's like dating and to many men's credit, straight men, they've been like absolutely charmed by me. Like really, like I feel like, and they were like, there's something in there going on, and I want to like capitalize on it, and it's been a beautiful experience. And then there's the ones that are just like, and they look at you like you are the ugliest, most unappealing person I've ever seen, and it's like, and that's okay, man. Like don't, like you don't gotta like.
Like not everyone is gonna understand.
Hey, by the way, I wouldn't fuck you either. So let's just get that straight. I find you insanely unattractive.
So true, so fair. Okay, was there a time in your career where being openly queer felt like a risk?
In my career, I can't recall anything where I was really, really worried. But I feel like I feel like sometimes a long-term risk for sure. Like I see the again, like how often do you have a really like hardcore lesbian woman come through and be like top tippy top, like it's rare, you know. So I think sometimes there's a ceiling for sure. It feels like there is. I almost sometimes, I've said this many times, but like I feel like my video, because it's it's like billion streams on Spotify, like almost, but the video, like
it has a billion.
It has like like the live video has like 1.5 billion almost, or something like that. And I do think that many people heard that song. They definitely didn't see me at the end of the rainbow. They were like, you know what I bet this person looks like? That. I think it was kind of like shock factor.
Yeah.
You know, and and who knows where it would lead if it was a different thing.
Yeah.
And you don't know, and I'll never know, and I'm not even like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, I am so grateful for my career and how it goes and how it's going. You know, and it's really a beautiful experience, and something to again, my perspective is your most valuable thing, everyone's most valuable thing, because when you get to where you want to get to, if you ever get there, you feel like, wow, I can never appreciate this so fully as without all the things I've been through and without that perspective. And now only I get to really enjoy how far I've come.
Yeah.
And that's so thrilling. You know?
Yeah, that is so true too, because on one hand there is a ceiling, or like a perceived ceiling, but then there is, I wonder how many people are driven to your music and you because you are so unique and something maybe that they haven't seen before. Like, I wonder if that brings people back to watching that video over and over again.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, because I can't see myself anymore. Like, I'm sure you can't see yourself either. You know, like, I don't know what someone, you know, like, as much as I'm very confident when I come into a room, I'm not like everybody. You know, most of the time I feel like other people. I'm like, oh God, what the fuck is going on? Like, I feel very on the spot here, you know, and it's scary. But I like taught myself to just really be like, you know, super. I put my, like, I think for me, I think what is I have that's unique is that I have a lot of armor, but I don't hide. I'm not like it doesn't affect my interaction. Like, I'm armored for sure, and I'm
I was literally about to be like,
I'm armored and, like, you know, have my I call it more like my dignity intact, you know, but I'm also, like, you know, pretty personable, I think, and it's disarming to people when they meet me. And then sometimes when they get to know me more, then they mistake it for like, oh, I'm just so, like, you know,
like,
it's like, do not get it twisted.
Yeah.
I will piranha your ass in 5 seconds. But I love people. I love meeting people, talking to people, exchanging experiences. That's, you know, that's life to me.
Totally. Did it take you a long time to find, like, your personal style?
I guess so.
Yeah.
Not yes and no. I just kept like, you know, I never say it out loud, but I was like OG top surgery, man.
Yeah.
That like changed my life. You know what I mean? Like, I did it like 20 years ago.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it was like one of those things like you like, you know, talk about, no one asked me about it, you know what I mean? But it's just like, and many people were going trans, and many friends of mine, you know, but I didn't have that, you know, for many reasons. But for, like, you know, lose your voice, blah, 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 you know. But yeah, I was like very like aware that I was staying, you know, female, but, you know, carrying on because I don't need that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of people didn't even notice.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's like one of those things that just like immediately I was like, good job. You know what I mean? Well done.
Did the right thing.
Good to do. And and I just was like, and you know, and again, I've never actually said it anywhere. You know, because I don't need to say it.
Yeah.
Like,
it wasn't like
but
an
I know all
announcement.
about it. You know what I mean? I was like on that train early. You know what I mean? And now I'm so happy that people are on that tip, because it's just like, you know, and also just like live how you want to live. You know, like, and don't like go, and it was for no reason. It was like just for the love of the game. You know what I mean? Like when you go to the gynecologist and they're like, because it was fun.
Well, it's funny because I feel like people don't think of like a chest surgery in general being gender affirming care. Like even women who get like a bigger chest size, like that is gender affirming care in one way or another, if you think about it.
Yeah, like I have friends that have done that, obviously, you know, and it's just like, girl, if that makes you feel good.
Literally, it's just like what I think so many
people would also get top surgery just so their clothes fit them the way that they wanted to.
Yeah, it's like a silhouette thing.
Yeah.
But I think also, like, I don't know, my style, just like, I don't know, I had to like fight with every fiber of my being not to wear a cowboy hat today because I'm just so into cowboy hats right now. And people are always like, I mean, 3 times this week it's just like, oh, did you go to Stagecoach? It's like, it's a fucking hat, lady. Everybody calm down with Stagecoach shit. You know, like, I'm wearing a hat.
Did you go to
You know, are you a rancher? Like, no, I'm a Jolly Rancher, you fuckhead. But anyway, I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. I just like, it's just so much all the time,
Oh my
you know,
God.
with people's like initial response.
to like
To
just,
like
just
anything.
to see? Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like, you're wearing this.
yeah.
You're right. You got me. I'm wearing a t-shirt and a cowboy hat. Crazy.
Totally. I feel like I could see how that would make you stop perceiving yourself when you feel like you're being perceived so much all the time. Like I feel like you would
sometimes.
eventually just kind of disassociate and be like, I don't even know what you're saying anymore.
Yeah, I have no idea. I just know like sleek, you know, like kind of cut through,
Yeah.
you know, whatever it is, but and comfortable, like for myself, like whatever you're comfortable in. I don't like, you know, and I like you know, the hair and face, everything, you know, like this pissed people off a lot, you know what I mean? It's like, it's my little protection here.
Yeah,
Everybody
yeah.
calm down.
Yeah.
You know, I usually wear sunglasses. I'm not.
Hey,
oh,
we can see you.
I'm you know, I'm grown up. But like, no, I just was, it's sometimes like nice. And it's like very I did not start doing this profession because when I looked in the mirror when I was young, I was like, people need to see you. I was not like, that's why I was like, oh man, if you could only be heard and not seen sometimes, you know. Now I don't care, but that was the least favorable thing, like to me, to have to do. It was very hard to like, you know, so I'm almost like, I won for myself because I pushed myself to do something that was so scary to me and so hard, and it was so hard. And so I feel like, you know, and I kind of, even I'm talking about it right now because I don't sit around and talk about this shit to myself. You know, I'm just living my life.
Yeah.
And but when I think about it, I'm like, oh, okay, man. You know, like I really was scared to be in front of a camera. Like, you know, even now I'm just like, oh God.
Yeah, it's not your favorite thing.
What does this look like? Terror.
This episode is sponsored by Green Chef. It's summer, and it's a perfect time to create healthy habits that last. Starting with your kitchen with Green Chef, the #1 meal kit for clean eating. Green Chef makes it easy to spend less time in the kitchen and more time enjoying summer. And with their new Heat and Eat meals, enjoy a delicious, wholesome meal in just 3 minutes. It's perfect for supporting your wellness journey. Green Chef recipes feature fresh, organic, seasonal produce and 100% responsibly sourced proteins to help you feel your best. Green Chef's real clean ingredients help you build lasting, healthy habits without the hassle. Enjoy salads ready in just 5 minutes, protein-filled breakfasts, or nutrient-rich smoothies to fuel your day. Green Chef is ready to nurture your nutritional needs. With 80-plus dietitian-approved weekly meal options, Green Chef makes it easy to find meals that fit your lifestyle. Pick from Mediterranean, gluten-free, plant-based, and protein-heavy, even gut and brain health, and calorie-smart choices too. The recipes change every week, and with week-to-week flexibility, you can adjust your plan to match your mood and your schedule. I've used Green Chef, and you should too. It made cooking at home so much easier for me. Make this summer your healthiest yet with Green Chef. Head to greenchef.com/50Shannon and use code 50Shannon to get 50% off your first month, then 20% off for 2 months with free shipping. That's code 50Shannon at greenchef.com/50Shannon. This episode is sponsored by Calm. If you're like me and get easily stressed out, or you need help falling asleep, you have to check out Calm. I love the Calm app, and I've used it literally since 2020. Calm is the #1 app for sleep and meditation, giving you the power to calm your mind and change your life. Everyone faces unique challenges in their daily lives. That's why Calm offers a wide range of content and programs to help you navigate life's ups and downs, including guided meditations to help you work through anxiety and stress, boost your focus, build healthier habits, and take better care of your physical well-being. They have sleep stories and sleep meditations and calming music to help you drift off to restful sleep quickly and naturally. That's what I love. They also have grounding exercises to help you reset and relax when you're feeling overwhelmed, and expert-led talks to help you handle grief, improve self-esteem, improve relationships, and more. The Calm app puts the tools you need right in your pocket, so stress and anxiety relief is always within reach. Calm has over 2 million 5-star reviews and can help you stress less, sleep more, and live better. Calm has an exclusive offer for listeners of our show. Get 40% off a Calm premium subscription at calm.com/Shannon. It's an amazing value. Go to calm.com/Shannon for 40% off unlimited access to Calm's entire library. Calm.com/Shannon. And tell Calm you heard about them from me. This episode is sponsored by Paired. Sapphic people love to play a good game to get closer to each other, and now you can do it right on your phone. If you felt overwhelmed or disconnected from your partner, download Paired. It's an app for couples who want to strengthen their relationship. You pair with your partner, and then every day, Paired gives you personalized questions, quizzes, and games to stay connected and deepen your conversations. It makes connecting daily with your partner so easy. Paired can help you discuss difficult topics that you don't know how to bring up. And personally, I've used games like Paired and Paired itself in the past just to get to know people better. It always makes you leave feeling better and closer to the person. Whether you're just a few dates in or have been together a long time, find the time to connect with your partner and nourish your relationship. Start strengthening your relationship in an easy, fun way, and it only takes 5 minutes a day. Head to paired.com/Shannon to get a 7-day free trial and 25% off if you sign up for a subscription. Just head to paired.com/Shannon to sign up today.
I feel like the same, like with the internet of it all. I didn't necessarily like have some desire to be like, I didn't have a desire to be on camera. I just had a desire to connect with people. Like I needed to find someone who felt like I felt, and it felt like the easiest way to do it. But like I could see how singing would be that. How did you find your voice? You have such a unique voice.
I could always sing when I was like young, and that was the thing. When I was like kind of like, what am I gonna do with my life? And like, you know, like late teens and stuff and early 20s, and I was like, I don't know how to do this. I suppose, like, I swear, like, but my conversation with, you know, my God was like just very like kind of like, well, the one thing that like people, even people that don't like, you know, what they see or like, or don't connect to who I am. I'm not gonna judge them on whether, do you think I'm pretty? Go fuck yourself. But anyway, but if they don't get it or whatever, they'll still be like, wow, you really fucking voice is crazy. You know, so I felt like that happened enough times, and enough people came up to me who didn't have to, who were like, you know, very praising stuff, and I felt very, I was like, okay, well, maybe that is the thing. You know, but I don't know, but where do I begin? That kind of stuff. So that started the conversation in my head. And I remember then when I was on tour at a very like low level kind of DIY way, I remember I was walking into some, you know, shitty hotel on tour in a van with a bunch of dudes, and I do remember like another conversation just going like you know, this could be the most spectacular life you could have. If you can do it, this will be the most spectacular and also the most monetarily rewarding thing. And I was like, you know, and I'm like, really? But it was coming. It was like what we call a download now. It was like that, you know, and and then there was that time in Amsterdam when I was loaded on Space Cake or whatever the fuck it was called, watching like MTV and going, I can't do that. And a voice came in my head and said, everyone's career is different. And I was like, oh, I mean, I think I was watching like some vintage old, like, you know, Whitney Houston video. And I was like, what the fuck do I think I'm going to do? I was like, there's no way I could do that. What Whitney Houston's doing right now. I mean, I'm stoned out of my mind, but yeah, like things like that kept happening.
That makes sense. Also, it must be like, I can't even imagine when you don't see yourself in media, thinking and believing in yourself and being like,
yeah, there you go. Like, people talk about that a lot. Like, there wasn't, you know, but you know, there were some, but I, you know, that's why, like, you know, someone like Tracy Chapman is just like, you know, like when, I still love that, like, you know, so many people hearing, you know, Fast Car, that other version of it, and then being like, was it Jelly Roll? That guy?
Yeah,
like that?
yeah, I think.
And people being like, wow, You know, I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Hello.
Literally.
Newsflash.
Literally.
But yeah, it was beautiful.
Also, people I feel like thought Tracy Chapman was a boy, right? Like I like just
isn't
like they're
isn't that rich?
Right.
Like now,
Of
you know what I
course,
mean? Like,
of course.
It's awesome.
Okay, this is a great next question because it's: are there queer artists that made you feel seen growing up?
Yeah, probably that. I mean, even like people that weren't necessarily
Like
out, were like someone
yeah.
like, you know, seeing people like Chrissy Hine and you know, I liked, you know, retro shit and like and Freddie Mercury, like, you know, like when you think about Freddie Mercury, you know, all the people that had no idea he was gay, it's so cute.
It's so cute.
Boo Boo. The name of the band is Queen.
Literally.
You're like, yeah. I mean,
So
good Lord.
It's so true.
It's adorable. It's like whenever someone does like something that is my, you know, I just go, boop. You're so cute.
It's so cute. So
Yeah.
true.
I-
Plus, like David Bowie, Prince. Like,
yeah, I mean, there's so many.
so
That's the
many.
thing. It's like when you do feel like that inside, you see the other people like that. You know, you're like, wait a second. And that was another thing is that like I think it was like a very kind of that's why you don't really go too hard. And that's where I think my joke that like if you don't know that I am, that you're, you know, it's strange to me. But you also don't like, you know, because people might go, well, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, yeah, you don't. You're just
Yeah.
sheltered, and that's okay.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to be like against that, but like, you know, but then don't like, you know, I think we still have a huge problem with people that don't have passports that want to like talk about the world. It's stuff like that.
So
It's like,
true.
oh God, you
So
know.
true. Do you think are like the majority of your fan base? Who are like the majority
are
of
they?
your fans?
Who the hell likes you?
No, like,
This is what I want to know.
because it seems like you do have like a obviously you have a
Yeah.
queer following, but it,
Yeah.
it seems like you also just have a really huge international.
Yeah. There's like a, you know, I still like, even my career in America was more than I ever like expected or hoped for. You know, when I was first coming up, and I never was like, it's gonna go international.
Yeah.
You know what?
It like wasn't your plan.
No. But yeah, I think like even you know, being in some places, like, you know, I remind them of certain singers that were like international kind of treasure kind of singers, like, and I was like, oh wow, that's interesting, you know. But I still don't know why. But I'm just
you're
like, yeah, it's
like
cool.
an enigma, because I feel like there's not one type of person who is your fan. Like you have, you're reaching across like all kinds. And I think honestly, at the end of the day, that's a testament to your music, because your music is just like transcending. It's even transcending language, right? Didn't you have like the #1 song in Italy? But the song is in English.
In many countries like that don't like, you know, when you are you know, in places like Ukraine or Russia and Eastern European countries that many people don't speak English, and they don't expect you to also speak their language, you know, like, so and so you're thinking a majority of people that love a song, like in Czech Republic, you know, people like people love that, and a lot of people don't understand, you know, what you're saying, but
just love the sound.
And that's why I think it's such a beautiful medium. You know, it's like how many people go to the opera and don't understand, you know, and like cry at the opera and they don't understand
How many people do understand the opera?
Not many. You know, and in fact, it's like, and always like, even when you see like some movie when it's like someone's crying, you're like, do you understand what this like,
Do you know what you're watching right
I love that you're crying, but what did she just say?
Yeah.
Sing.
No, so true. No, music is an amazing medium for that. Okay, what do you think queer representation in music is doing well right now?
I have to say, I think it's been doing what it's always been doing, but it's just being recognized more. And I think it's just showing you that that this is not what people are leading with, really. You know, like they have gone on a journey to find themselves, and they got something to say and something to sing about, and people are listening, and it's wrapped up sometimes in the most perfect package of a song, and it just transcends to everybody, and nobody cares. Like I said, like, you know, my song Lost on You, that like, you know, people did not see probably me singing that, and but they just loved the song, and maybe that made them go, oh, this is a antiquated thought to me, that people don't consider gay relationships the same romantically. That's like silly to me, obviously, but like, but some people don't.
Yeah.
But like, I think a song that really is so like clearly about love and loss and romance, like, it's not about a dude. Sorry to say. Sorry to break it to you, buddy, but and it's okay. Like, I love that, like, some people, I have like a friend that like that was their wedding song, and because some people thought it was like like it was saying, and they speak English. I will say they speak English, but it was just about being like lost in love with the person, like lost on this person, so.
But that's not what it means.
No, it meant like, hey, I love you so much, and I'm trying really hard here, and I don't want to lose you. Is it lost on you that like you're just like, letting me hang here?
Yeah, yeah. It's such a beautiful song. Also, the great thing about music that you can just let it be whatever you want it to be at the end of the day, right?
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, everybody talks about that, how Dave Grohl has a great saying that I'm totally going to mess up, that I don't remember quite much. But it's something about like, when you write a song, it's about one thing, and then when you're singing it, it means to like 20,000 different things to everybody, something like that.
Yeah, so true.
I was very wrong, but it is like what, and even sometimes it's like, it's a memory. It like, clicks you into a memory. I remember when, being in New York City, like living there, and I have certain corners of like where I'm like, oh wow, I just the song that I'd be listening to when I was on a walk and thinking about some deep shit. I'm like, 23rd and Broadway, like some song like I think like some Nirvana song that I can't remember right now, but but or like just that band will come in, like the mood that Nirvana puts out when I listen to like one of their records.
Music is so crazy. I remember I watched a documentary a long time ago about how they wanted to try to figure out a way to bring iPods to like all senior citizen homes, because it was like even people with dementia can hear a song and remember the lyrics to the song. Because it's in such a different part of your brain.
That's interesting.
Isn't that cool?
That's very cool.
Music is awesome. Okay. I'm so curious about this because we kind of talked about it before, but you said your most recent album, Love Lines, was called that because you're capable of several different storylines happening at once. Yeah. So what are your thoughts on polyamory and monogamy?
Oh yeah, and also I was dating several people at that time. So yeah. So that's I think that and this was a challenge for me because I was I had cheated in relationships. Not all, okay, but I have, and I think it happens, and I've been cheated on as well. So and I was finally like, okay, I'm going to be open about it. I'm going to tell people that I'm dating different people. And it was good. It was a lot of work to be honest with you. So I think that polyamory could be a lot of work, and I don't always trust it with some people, because I think that some people use it to jack up the jealousy thing and get all into these like mangled, twisted things that I really don't want that, and then maybe that's fun for some people. Yeah. Maybe that's what keeps it,
interesting,
keeps it up.
Yeah. It's like toward love.
Yeah. So I don't like, I don't want to put it down, but I couldn't really deal with that. Like, I'd have to like, I'd have to go dark if I was doing that usually, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. Look around. But I don't know. I think it's possible. And I think I'm 100% behind it if everybody feels okay about it. But as soon as it gets off, and I just found there were some very specific situations which I really don't want to go into, that I just could see chess moves ahead that were going to possibly jeopardize things in their life because of me, and that I would like sometimes like be like, okay, stop. Because this is like and heavy stuff. So I was just like, I think that it could be very dangerous if it's not properly
done ethically.
Yeah, especially to people. Some people married. And and that's like, oh God, I don't want to be part of that. You know what I mean?
Sure. No. I just feel like right now we're having like a wave. Even in like Gen X generation of people being like really open and like into openness, which is not the exact same as polyamory, obviously, right?
You can just be in an open relationship.
Yeah, they collide, but they're not like, yeah. I think polyamory is a little bit safer than openness. You know, I've had a lot of people burned in all directions by that. You know,
that's Robbie Hoffman came on my podcast and said that gay men can do openness, lesbians do monogamy, and straight people cheat.
Oh man, yeah,
there.
Yeah. I think like because gay men possibly, and you know, I'm totally talking out of my ass. Hi, gay men. And I think that they just like they can be like more clear on that sex is the driver. You know, and you know, they get hurt too, of course, and there are different types, but you know, they can separate sex and love. Yeah. And better than any of the
it does seem that way.
Yeah, it seems like that.
As someone who's also not a gay man, I'm like, it does seem like they've got something figured out.
So there, we figured your lives out, gay men. You're welcome.
I'm like, how many of you are watching this?
Yeah, and they're like, just shut up.
I did have a guy say that he watched my videos on the plane yesterday.
Really?
Yeah, and I was like, how'd you find him? What has it been like watching gender become such a politicized topic?
It's slightly annoying.
Yeah.
You know, it really is. Like, I feel like it's like everybody get out of everybody's personal shit. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Sometimes, unless like someone's getting hurt, you know, unless there's some like Jeffrey Epstein shit going on, that's a different story.
Yeah.
But you know, it's just like relationships. You are uninvited to the minutia of my relationship.
Yeah, the relationship that I have with myself.
Yeah.
It feels like even like 5 years ago, trans people were being able to operate kind of just like more within the shadows of their own, like figuring out what they wanted to do. And then now, because it's been so politicized, then people are weighing in so much more. Like people were just not really that aware of trans people, I feel like 5 years ago. Or like not on the pulse of, and when I say people, I mean like people in middle America who are now like trans people are ruining our lives. It's like, have you met one?
Yeah. I don't know. You know, I think that like, again, they're not out in the world. You know, it's like they don't see it, so they don't get it, and it's just it's a shame because it's like once again people talking about things they don't know, and they can't experience it like until someone has to deal with it, like till they have to deal with their trans son or daughter, you know, and I just, you know, I can't speak to like what those people think. It's not like that's as bad as them speaking to what I know and think. But I think that you know, tolerance has to be the goal. You know, like getting toward a level of tolerance and keeping the dignity of any person and how they want to carry themselves in this world. Yeah, nobody should be at all allowed to interfere in that process and that and the end result of that process. That's it.
Yeah, it's so simple. Yeah, but we can talk about it for so long. Okay, what was it like living in the Chateau Marmont?
Oh God, I needed like extra naps. I never nap. I'm not a nap person, but man, that place is just seething with like all kinds of like, you know, I'd go out and just walk out of my room and go to the bar and just wind up talking to some, you know, famous painter or, you know, someone like that like I would never know, and just have a conversation. I was like wound up at like 4 a.m, like hanging out, drinking whiskey with like a bunch of dudes from Chicago who then the next day were like, dude, we listened to your music this morning. It's so fucking crazy. That's so and it was weird. Like, it was just like it was a social dream, to be honest. And so fun. And one of the most interesting things about it was like the first big party at that place, and it wasn't a hotel. It was just supposed to be an apartment building. And it was for the first woman governor.
No way.
Yeah. It's really interesting. It's really deep, and it's all like there's a lot of very interesting stuff. And they were living there, I believe, her and her husband. But it's a whole There's a lot of stuff going on. It's so rife with like Los Angeles like folklore and real law and all the people, and it's like I just really enjoyed my stint there.
Did it feel like haunted to you?
Yes and no. Haunted by just literary geniuses and just wild spirits. I didn't feel it was a cool haunting in my opinion.
I'm so jealous. I feel like living in the Chateau.
You should go there. Just like spend a night there. Like just have a night there. Like book a room and then just do the whole experience.
Do you have like a craziest story?
Let me see.
You're like every night.
Oh yeah, pretty much every night. But I don't know. I met Paul McCartney. I used to also at one time like because we used to have like there was a lot of record company parties. In my I have a song called How Low Can You Go, and it's about like doing some illicit drug in a closet with a famous singer that I was then like kind of trying to figure out what we were trying to snag a beat off her kind of like style for that song. And then I said, oh yeah, last time I saw her we did Coke in the Closet at the Chateau Marmont, and like everyone was like, holy shit, that's the line. And then so it starts with that, and I'm not saying that doing drugs is good, but find out for yourself, man. Do some fucking drugs and decide. I'm not your mom, dad, both.
Do you feel like you have to be like a role model at all?
No. No. And I object to being one. You know what I mean? It's like you know what I want to be a role model for? Be kind, work your ass off at something you love and experience it, and then you could weigh in on how hard it is, what it takes, whether, what you're going to look like after it. Something like this. Probably. Sorry. If that's not appealing to you, then stay away. But I think that, do figure it out, man. And so, no, I don't have the role model thing. I just, I would encourage everybody to live their life to the fullest authentically.
Totally. I do feel like I feel like we're seeing with this generation of artists that are queer, this pressure that they do have to be a role model, like that they have to be showing up and being like really representative of all queer people, which is impossible.
Yes.
And I feel like it's almost becoming like this self-cannibalization from the queer community, like to ourselves, because we're so hyped on being like, show up for us the way we want you to. And it's like, that's an impossible standard to set for any person. So I'm curious to see like if that swings back the other way at some point, because I feel like queer people 10, 15 years ago were like the outlaws, and like
I feel outlaw-ish. I want to make a shirt that says be your own role model.
No,
I'm not a role model.
Totally.
And I want to like be exactly who I am, and again with like kindness and empathy and all that good stuff. But I can't speak to like what your individual experience is or what you believe in. As far as what I believe in.
And I feel like that's what we should do for everyone. That
if you pay attention to your own shit. That's the thing that they always say. They don't say it quite like that, I don't think. Like we don't say it on the slogans, but like pay attention to yourself and take care of your house and your insides, and then maybe something that'll help 100%. The collective.
100%. Okay. We're going to do a segment called One of Us, where I'm going to ask you some queer history. Which of the following divas has been iconically dubbed the godmother of disco, inspiring generations of queer nightlife? Do you want me to give you the options?
Yeah.
Okay. A, Donna Summer, B, Diana Ross, C, Cher, or D, Gloria Gaynor?
The first one that came to mind is Donna Summer, just because I feel like, I don't know. Was it Donna Summer?
It's Donna Summer.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I mean, she was also like, like, her, like, I think about her dad was so upset when she started doing like, like he was like, it's the devil's music. And she was like, yeah, but I'm making money.
Which musical artist was the first out transgender woman to perform at Coachella in 2018? And I'll give you the options.
All right.
A, Kim Petras, B, Sophie, C, Arca, or D, Shay Diamond? That's actually hard. Do you know what it is?
I don't know.
Say those ones again?
Okay, it's A, Kim Petras, B, Sophie, C, Arca, or D, Shea Diamond?
Is it Arca?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit. I played Coachella in 2018, so maybe that's why I know.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes.
That would make sense.
But that was a good guess. That's why I love multiple choice.
Yeah.
I got through life on
Always
multiple
guess
choice.
C.
Yeah.
What's your favorite like music festival you've ever performed at?
Oh my God. I did Viva Latino
Oh, yeah?
in Mexico City. And I had to get on a plane right away and go on this a tour in Eastern Europe. And I was like, I think I had to play a little earlier, but my song was, two of my songs were hitting, and I was in Rolling Stone magazine in Mexico, and I was in a tent performance, and it was packed. I mean, the whole crowd was like falling, and it was a little scary in that way. I thought they're like people gonna get fucked, but it was so electric and so wild, and I couldn't even believe it. Like it was incredible.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I know, and it was like one of those like interesting, like people, like a show would end and then all the more people would pour in, and
like they were coming.
Yeah, it was really beautiful. It was
so
fun,
cool.
but one of the and they're all electric. I love like festivals, but I've played many that were insane, but this one was like just like the timing of it was crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. Which band famously used coded queer lyrics in their 1980 hit Whip It? I don't.
What's the name of that band?
I have options for you if you want.
No, it's the guys with the hats.
Mm-hmm.
What are they called? Jesus Christ. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. A, Queen. B, Devo. C, yeah.
Sorry.
I feel like you're
what
gonna
is
get
that
it.
fucking band?
Okay. This is a question about you, but I just want to do it because I think it's so interesting. Okay. LP made a cameo on which popular TV show's soundtrack with their song Into the Wild? A, The L Word. B, Orange is the New Black. C, Shameless. Or D, Pretty Little Liars?
I don't even fucking know. No one tells me about the things. I don't ask anymore. Like I only go with like friends or like, oh, I'm watching TV and your songs on. I was like, thanks, man. That's it. No one tells me about them. I'm gonna guess the last one because I don't remember like anybody talking about it because I know it wasn't Orange is the New Black.
Yeah.
And yeah.
It was Pretty Little Liars. I was wondering I wonder if you even know all. You have so many, and you also you did the soundtrack for South of Nowhere.
I did,
like the theme song.
Yeah, I did the theme song.
That is my like queer awakening show.
Nice.
I loved it so much. Do you know it?
I literally don't know.
Get wasted on love. Get wasted on life.
Stop! I'll cry.
Yeah.
That show changed.
I have to
my life.
watch this. I've literally never heard of the show.
It's right before it was like the
Degrassi.
Degrassi
It would play before Degrassi.
Yeah,
It
those
was
girls
on
were so
the
cute.
N,
They were
Noggin.
adorable.
Yeah. And then I met one of them later on in life, and it was just like so crazy. But then like I was like fangirling over her, and then she's like talking about her husband, and I'm like, this is just kind of ruining it for me right now. But I am so happy that you're happy. But it was interesting. Anyway, thank you for making that song.
Of course.
Hear ye, hear ye.
This is a segment we call the Gay Agenda, where we are all going to offer something we'd like to add to the gay agenda. Okay, I think that all gay people should have 1 year of their life where they get to experiment with what they're wearing, their clothes, and no one's allowed to take any pictures of them. Burn them.
I love that because I really want to buzz my hair and bleach it, but I don't know if my
Let's
head
do
shape
it today.
will work.
Are you fucking high?
Let's do it today. My girlfriend will not be happy, but let's do it today.
You don't need sex. Trust me. I just had like my shoulder in a sling for 6 weeks. I didn't have any sex. And it was great. No, it wasn't. Anyway, no, it wasn't. All right, you go.
That's mine. Do you have it?
Okay, yeah. Let me go. Let me see. So in West Hollywood, there's a lot of, you go out in West Hollywood, there's a lot of straight people there, man. Like, a lot of straight men. I think one night a week should be a night in West Hollywood. It's only for gay people. Like, no straight people allowed. It's just West Hollywood.
Oh, wow.
For
And
us.
no cars.
And no cars. I love
No
it.
cars.
It could be Thursday nights. I'll
Only
take
gay
a
cars.
Thursday night.
Yeah, only gay cars. Yeah, I like that. That's really
Yeah,
fun.
and maybe
Close it down. Gay festival every
Yeah, gay
once a
festival
month.
every Thursday night. I don't know. Maybe you have to
Every
prove
Thursday
somehow
night.
that you're gay. I don't
Yeah.
know what the big carabiners. I don't know.
You have to like walk in with those like big like penis cups that like women have
Oh,
when
on the
they're having the bachelorette party.
yeah.
Maybe you have to bring your dildo to get in. You know, you like slap
Guys
it
have to
down.
have
That's the
penis cups,
cover.
yeah. And we have to all just be standing up before we enter
Oh, perfect.
in
Perfect.
front of everybody.
Okay, do you have
Great.
one?
I have a couple actually. They
Okay.
all kind of tie in. One would be, well, I like this one better than the other. Like, how about like there's a little check that you could put on in your Spotify account and or your YouTube account, Apple Music account that says you're gay, so that they can put it like we have a gay chart like what's most listened to by gay people.
Oh my God, yes.
Like where like you can like people can see like what's like like how many gay people are loving this shit and like how much we contribute, and then also a gay category, lesbian or gay category in the Oscars.
Oh yeah.
Those kind of films. But I also don't like that just because then it's like we don't need that because we can compete with anybody. But it's
100%. Yeah.
And then one more that I think is really good. If I do say so myself. Gay credit cards. So that cards that like show how much gay people are spending and
Oh my
contributing
God.
to the economy.
Yeah.
So like you go like, thank you, gay people.
I mean,
you
so
spend a lot
much.
of money on a lot of things because you have more disposable income.
It's so true.
Possibly, I don't know.
No,
I just
it's-
like think just to like give a little like yo.
It's so true.
And I mean, clearly, then we get a gay tax credit.
There you go.
You know? I think we deserve it.
Credit.
please.
And then we're off to the races. I think.
Gay fans spend so much money also like on
Yes.
fan culture. Like they are the best fans of all of them.
And I feel like let's get some fucking credit for it.
Yeah.
Like
Please.
let's get some credit for
Yeah.
it.
Build our credit.
Hey.
I gotta build my
on.
credit score up. You know.
Okay, give us some respect. This is just we do a pledge. This is lame. Please just do it with me.
It's not lame.
Oh, sorry, it's not lame. But I'm gonna give you this pin. It's like a pinning ceremony because now you're a part of the Alphabet Club, which is
I knew there was a catch to this whole fucking thing. Damn
okay.
it.
You just have to repeat after me. Please don't make. Okay, it's just I solemnly swear to be loud. You have to say it.
I solemnly swear to be loud. Like I have to.
I'm like
Must I swear that? It's like no, this whole thing was just like a
okay.
torrent.
Loud, proud,
Proud,
a little dramatic,
and
very gay.
very gay.
I vow to know my history
I vow to know my history
and never yuck another queer's yum.
and never yuck another queer's
Yum.
yum. Ooh,
Okay.
I feel violated from that, but okay.
Okay, from A to Z, I'm Alphabet Club official. I gotta work on this.
From A to Z, I'm Alphabet Club official,
Where every letter is welcome.
where every letter is welcome.
That's
hey,
it.
You got LP right here.
I
you
know,
what I'm
and now
saying?
you've got AC,
Thank you
so
so
that's
much.
for you.
Oh, wow.
Thank
Is it a
you so
magnified
much.
One? I'm not gonna hurt myself.
No, you're-
AC.
Okay, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very
and
much.
you guys, you can follow LP on all their social. I'll have it below and their Spotify accounts, and we should get you to 1 billion streams, right?
Hey.
Let's work on it.
That's good.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank
you are
you.
such
Thank
an
you, guys.
icon, and I really
Thank you.
appreciate you so
Thank you,
much.
Shannon.
And I'm so
Thanks,
sorry about your
Rebekah.
shoulder.
All right, well, it's okay. I'm coming back.
This episode was sponsored by Paired. If you have a partner you want to feel closer to, look no further. Download Paired, and every day you'll get a personalized question, quiz, or game to stay connected and deepen your conversations. Plus, it's fun, and it only takes about 5 minutes. All of Paired content is backed by experts and relationship therapists, and it's proven to work. I love playing games like this with the people I love, and if you've never tried, Paired is such an easy option. Whether you're just a few dates in or have been together a long time, find the time to connect with your partner and nourish your relationship. Start strengthening your relationship in an easy, fun way, and it only takes 5 minutes a day. Head to paired.com/Shannon to get a 7-day free trial and 25% off if you sign up for a subscription. Just head to paired.com/Shannon to sign up today.